Hi, my name is Lauren Goodkind and I am a chess teacher based in the San Francisco Bay Area. I have been teaching chess for the last 5 years to kids and adults, and some of my students have won chess tournaments. Are you just starting out in chess, or maybe you're so confused on what to do before each move? Then my online group chess class is just for you. In my class, I will teach you opening, middle game, and in-game winning strategies. I will also teach you some basic tactics and checkmates. I will also teach you what to do before each move so you will become a proficient chess player. As a freebie, I will teach you a basic checkmate right now using the queen and the rook. So let's get started. White's queen is on a1, White's rook is on h2, and then the white king is on h1. Black's king is on e4. So how do we checkmate with the queen and the rook? Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to cut the third rank off. So eventually, we want to force this king over to the 8th rank. Just so that you know, there's many techniques you can use to checkmate with the queen and the rook, but the method I'm going to be using is very, very basic and is easy to learn. So what should White's move be? Okay. So there's a couple of good moves that White can do in this position. We can move the queen over to a3, we can move the queen to c3, or we can also move the rook to h3. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and move the queen to a3. Why should we do this? So as I mentioned earlier, when I move this queen here, it cuts this king off from the third rank. And that's good because the king can't go to the third rank. So if I was black, I'm going to go ahead and move the king to d4. And I would try to get my king in the center as long as possible. Okay, it's White's move. What should we do? If you guessed rook to h4, you're absolutely correct. Why should we move rook to h4? By moving the rook to h4, we're forcing this king to go to the 5th rank, and that's what we want. And if you notice, this king cannot go to the 3rd rank because of this queen. So I'm going to go ahead and move the king to d5. Okay, on the very next move, we want to force this king to go to the 6th rank. What should we do to accomplish that? We're going to go ahead and move the queen to a5, and the queen is checking this king. Again, this king cannot go to the 4th rank because of this rook. So the king is forced to go to the 6th rank. I'm going to go ahead and move the king to e6. What should we do now? Hint, we want to force this king to the 7th rank. We're going to go ahead and move this rook to h6, and that's checking Black's king. This king cannot go to the 5th rank because of White's queen, so the king must go to the 7th rank. I'm going to go ahead and move the king to f7. What should White do now? We're going to go ahead and move the queen to a7. Also notice that queen to c7 also works too. We're going to go ahead and do that, and the reason why we're going to do this is because it forces this king to the 8th rank. Notice that if we checked with this rook, that would be a big mistake because Zach's king can go back to the 6th, and we don't want that because we want to force the king to the edge of the board on the 8th rank. So we're going to go ahead and move the queen to a7. This king cannot go to the 6th rank, and this king cannot stay on the 7th rank because of this queen, so the king needs to go to the 8th rank. I'm going to go ahead and move the king to g8. What should white do now? We're going to go ahead and move this rook far, far away, and we're going to move the rook to b6. We can also move the rook to c6 or d6. These moves are perfectly fine. We cannot move the rook to h8 because if that happens, then Zach's king can simply just take the rook, and that would not be good for us. So we're going to go ahead and move this rook all the way to b6, and the rook and the queen, they're long-range pieces. So the rook and the queen, they're perfectly fine. They're far away from this king. Okay, that king cannot go to the 7th rank, so the king has to go to f8 or h8. I'm going to go ahead and move the king to f8. What should we do now? If you want to move the rook to b8, you're absolutely correct. By moving the rook to b8, this is checkmate. The king is still in check if the king went to e8 or g8, and the king cannot go to the 7th rank because of this queen. So this is a nice checkmate. Again, there was a couple ways you can checkmate using the queen and the rook, but this method is one of the most popular ways to do it. Again, if you're confused on what to do before each move, or if you're just starting out in chess, sign up for my online chess class for beginners. You can sign up by emailing me at laurengoodkindchess@gmail.com. I look forward to teaching you.